Activate, activate. Ratio tadadade. Oh. Hi. Look at my beautiful friend here. This is a Lumerian. I think you can actually see it. Can you see it down here? It's a phantom crystal. So this is a Lumerian record keeper. Look at those records. Phantom crystal. And I have this one. Let's see if we can shine. It is also a Lumerian phantom. Let's see. Can we see? It's a little harder to see, but this got a large phantom in this one too. So these two Lumerian phantoms just recently came into my life, and I'm so excited. Yes, this many years later, and I am still so excited about working with crystals. They continue to come in different ways. Right now, when I saw this one, my partner was making it at the sacred stage, and I saw the phantom, and I'm like, I really feel called to having a phantom in my life right now. And so he gave it to me. Yay, it's in the process of being this magical, whimsical wand. And then I realized afterwards that this was also a phantom. And so the phantom crystals are good for many things. One is it helps assist, I kind of like this blue light, it assists in accessing the Akashic records, in really up-leveling your psychic abilities, magical abilities, clairs, intuition, but really great for working with past life regression and Akashic records. And since we've been practicing our QHHT, then these are really two perfect tools to be working with during sessions. So I just manifested some of my tools to really work with on myself to begin with, and then eventually be able to share. I got into crystals when I was a teenager, and I was having a very difficult time within anxiety and depression and all that many teenagers go through. But of course, they put all kinds of names on it and threw me on all kinds of medications, which really made me way worse and actually have some mental problems at that point. So from there, I was in a really low point, and I just was drawn to what I now know to be a pagan store. I went into the store and looked around, and I just loved the crystals. So I just kept picking up the crystals, but I had no idea what a crystal was at that point. And so one of the times after going in that store multiple times, the owner gave me two crystals. One was a rose quartz and the other was a amethyst. They were just tumbled little stones, but I started working with them by just like holding them. And rose quartz is really good for your heart and love, and amethyst is often used for meditation and really calming and soothing. So calming and soothing to the nervous system is actually also, now I know, really good for helping with addiction and keeping cravings and addictions away from you. So it was multiple purposeful at the time. And then my other magical tool that I ran into was essential oils. I sought out, for some reason, a naturopathic doctor. Nobody was giving me any advice or assisting me in this, but I just had the intuition, insight that I needed to look for a naturopathic doctor, and I found the right one. That's a long, synchronistic, magical story, but she gave me an essential oil of lavender. And lavender is amazing. I still use lavender consistently. It's one of the main oils that I always have in my toolbox, you could say. Especially these days, because having cats, a lot of essential oils aren't so great around them, but lavender is safe around pets and safe to put anywhere on your body. It's just multi-purposeful. And back then, what I was really needing it for was I was going through these horrible panic attacks and anxiety, panic attacks, rage attacks at sometimes. And so I would smell my oil and, a record keeper is really nice because you could like stroke the record and like tune in meditation and get some insight from it. But back then it was more like hold the stone and smell the oil. And it was really soothing. This right here is Blue Lotus. Now that I have overcome all my anxiety and panic attacks, I may still get a little social anxiety, I would say. But since I've really evolved in being able to calm my central nervous system and utilize some of these amazing tools of crystals and essential oils that have been so powerful on my journey. I now use crystals and essential oils for more elevated funness, really for fun and for like, the Blue Lotus, the yumminess and the wonderfulness. And it's really just euphoric and a royal feeling of euphoria is definitely the best description of it. I just smell this and I'm like, oh, ecstatic. And these Lumerians just holding kind of the records and listening to them and tuning into them just brings me into really magical realms. But I would say for anybody that is skeptical of crystals, why not give it a try? I did. I was drawn to them. And at the time, I was living with people that like literally gathered together and laughed and made fun of me when I brought the crystals back and had them. But hey, they continue to have horrible addictions and struggles. And I continue to use my crystals and find breath work and meditation and all these other things along the path. And I couldn't say that. Maybe I would be where I am today, but definitely it heightened my ability to level up in life and get out of those dark places. It's kind of like a microphone. I'm using it as a microphone. Woo! So that's my little testimonial on whether crystals or not work. Personally, for me, they have done greatness, especially in those times when I was really needing some friends. And I would call them friends. They have been friends and they often choose to come and go as they wish. And when one comes into your life, it is for a reason. So learn a little bit more about it, like this Phantom Lumerian right now, and work with it and see what messages it has and how it can assist you. And maybe perhaps you could even assist it if it's meant to travel to another part. Sometimes I bring crystals from one portal to another. There's so many magical, fun things that you could do with them. Crystal grids, crystal healing. Anyways, this is my little story about how much I love crystals and gems.